Hey, what's up, guys? I just won this today. I'm pretty happy about that. Happened to be the kickoff to San Diego Hillcrest's Pride Parade. And what's funny about it is I didn't even know I was going to be racing yesterday. Last night I saw an advertisement for it. Advertisements will get you. So I walked to the tent and, just got lucky and was, given a bib. Um, I am a 50-year-old extra large named Jennifer, female, 52 years old. So I'm not sure that it's going to be classified as an official race time through USATF, even though it was a UATF sanctioned race. But I'm still really happy with the way it went. It was a PR. I did like how they didn't give medals to anyone who didn't win their age group, nor won overall. So I thought that was pretty cool. It just means the medals are extra special. I did PR with a time of 5:13 or 5:14. Hey, what's up, Gabe? What's up, Grease Monkey? What's up, Juan Di Costa, 217? So I'm talking about PRing in the 5K. And so my time was for 3.1 miles or 5 kilometers. My time was 15 minutes and 14 seconds. I verified it through a video that someone had took. And one of the best parts about it, and the last time I had raced, it was like a 15:55 3 years ago. But also I was wearing Nike Vaporfly 4%, which is a shoe that Nike produced that makes you run faster. So it's hard to say how much of it was from the shoe and how much of it was from my hard training and my hard work. But I still think that since the last time I had raced an all-out 5K at sea level was about 3 years ago. And that time was about, it wasn't about, it was exactly 40 seconds slower. So over 3 years, I'm, almost 30 now. And so I've been training consistently for, close to a decade. So that just shows how long it takes to manifest itself after many years of training. And I want to say that, my training and it being at sea level, because I had done some 5Ks that were at elevation, but they were all closer to 16 minutes. I want to say that part of this, maybe 20% was due to fitness, but I wouldn't be surprised if the other 20% was due to the Nike Vaporfly 4%. When I started overstriding, I did feel a little bit of a bounce. It was a technical race. You got to keep in mind I did 6 by 9 minutes at race pace, half marathon race pace yesterday. And so that again goes to show that when fatigue is high, that fitness is really high. So most people wouldn't even grasp doing an all-out 5K after doing 6 by 9 minutes pretty much at threshold the day before. But I knew that when your body starts to peak, rest just causes your body to atrophy, and you just need to start hitting it. Go, go, go. I tend to be a much lighter sleeper when I'm pretty fit, because I just feel like I always need to be stretching. I always need to be moving. And so I've also felt like it was meant to be since I was given the entry, and I wanted to thank Jennifer for giving it back to the race director, who in turn gave it to me because she had bought an extra entry for a friend and didn't expect a refund. So she helped me, and I'm grateful for that. You haven't cut your hair for getting aerodynamics. That's getting long, dog. I know, check this out, But long hair, don't care. It's one of those things where I like the way it feels. I feel cooler. I feel like a fucking badass, and that's part of the obstacle in life, is making yourself feel good. So I actually just trim the sides. I can put it in a ponytail if I'm feeling hot. Otherwise, if I'm feeling like extra suave, I get it down like that. Yeah, dude, San Diego is a warp hole. No matter how much people think that they're going to be their own personality, your surroundings definitely have an effect on your mentality and how you dress. Obviously, the weather is a big part of that. But anyways, back to the race. Um, I walked up to the line. I warmed up. I got the bib about 20 minutes before the race gun goes off. And so I only had time to warm up. So I went down the street. I always like to race away from people. I did some strides. I did some light stretches. I actually enjoy putting my upper back and my lower back in a position against a telephone pole and twisting my spine in each direction and getting some good pops. And the guy who won, actually, he didn't have, the upper body. I'm a little bit more muscular than your average runner. Like the guy that I lost to, since I was second place, even though I PR'd, and that's the main thing. The real definition of success is making sure that you're improving yourself. But of course, at that level, I was there to race, experienced enough to where that was part of the drama. He was a through and through runner. And so before the race, part of my strategy as an experienced athlete, I'll go up to the people that I think are the fastest and I'll ask them, what pace are you holding? Now, a lot of athletes don't do that, but I tend to get much more technical. That's why I tend to have a higher placing in comparison to other people that are just as fit as me, just because of the tactics that I try to implement. And one of that is knowing who you're going to pace. But how do you know who you're going to pace unless you size people up and then you ask them how fast they are? So I size a few people up. I figure out, okay, this guy's going to go out at a different pace. I knew that he was probably going to underestimate himself. That's how modest we are as runners sometimes, especially when we're talking to a new guy before a race. We'll actually say that we're slower than we actually are, and then see what happens, and then we try to break them. So the gun goes off, and there's just 2 or 3 people that are in costumes that just go all out. And I don't try to budge to it, neither do the guys that I'm running with. We're smarter than that. We just actually group up in a group of 4. I look to be like a fast Mexican, some other white dude, scrawny upper body, but he was quick. Wearing a USA kit. And then, of course, that was the 3 main leaders, me and those 2 other guys. But it seemed to be like there were people dropping in and out of the group. There had to have been a cycle of 5 or 6 different people. And I did my share of leading, but I probably only did about 10% at the beginning of the run. I let the other guys in front of me set the pace. I looked down at my watch, and it was a 4:50 pace. And I know that's above my threshold for 15K. I was trying to keep it in the range of 5:10. But when you're racing, that's part of racing, is you're going above what you're mentally prepared for if you want to risk it, because sometimes that's what it takes to improve, but at the same time you're risking blowing up. So I knew that I was risking blowing up, and so luckily as a group we started to slow down, and then there was this nomad that came out of nowhere, had a lead, and then we just pulled him back in within about 30 seconds. So we passed that, and then right at the turnaround spot, the gazelle-looking white dude with the USA shirt started pulling away. I tried pulling away with him. I spent about 10-15 seconds trying to match his pace. I wasn't able to match his pace, and so I was real. I like to think of myself as a more experienced runner, so I say, you know what, I'm not going to blow up. I'm already at threshold, maybe 5 or 10 seconds pace, above my or below, my goal pace that I'm trying to do. So I know it's just a matter of time where I'm just going to get a cramp or I'm going to start falling off. And then at that point, it really starts to get mental. It really starts to hurt. And you need to have the self-talk of just, relax your shoulders, relax your face. One step in front of the next. I start thinking about how my cadence is faster than the guy right behind me because all I can do is hear him. So I realize that I can't stick with the front guy. I hold back, and basically he first place starts building a gap of probably 6 to 8 seconds. So he's in front of us by 3/4 of the way through the race. There was a little bit of a dip, and we did close that gap to probably about 4 seconds. Me, which is 2, and then the smaller Hispanic runner, who is absolutely just a speedy guy. You could tell he probably was a miler. But we end up backing off. And so now we know it's just a race between him and I. And what I do is I actually slow down and I back behind him and let that 450 miler, probably trialist dude, do whatever he's doing. And now I'm trying to race for number 2. And so I settle behind him. We go around the turn, and I take the inside, and I make a move, and I open up probably about 2 seconds lead, and then he closes that 2 seconds, and then he opens up about a 1 second lead, and then I close that, and then we run together for probably the last probably 1,200 meters to 1,000 meters, and then right at 800 meters. Props go out to my track coach, or my makeshift track coach, Coach King, who happens to be my wife's coach. But I've been doing my own workouts while he's been helping Victoria, and he's always pushed me to do my last 400 at a 4-minute per mile pace. So big shout out to Coach King. My pace ended up being right around 5:01, 5:02, 5:03. Whatever that is per mile pace, because the camera shows that I passed at 15 minutes 14 seconds. Now my watch says it was 3.07 miles, but I know from based on experience that when everybody starts at the same time, the mile indication wave goes off when you're running in a pack. You see how accurate GPS really is, because the GPS starts registering your mile splits within about a 10 to 15 second variation flux. And so what that tells you is that depending on your distance could vary anywhere from, I'd say, 25, 30 meters. Probably more than that, probably 70 meters or so. So anyways, I'm super pumped on it. New 5K PR. I'm feeling good about life. Nice to know that I'm reversing my age, because ultimately that's one of the things I want to do in life. I want to live a long time, but I also want to live clean and live healthy, and be an influence to all the old guys, while still trying to throw down the law at an elite level. And I'm happy to be a triathlete. A lot of people really helped motivate me after the race, saying that I looked great. I was in a Speedo, and so that got me a lot of compliments, which always feels good. I don't get a lot of compliments. I don't know why. Probably because I'm always training and I'm, working, and those are few and far between. So this means a lot to me. Thanks to everyone watching this video. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for listening. Bye.